Hey beautiful people, welcome or welcome back to the Winsome Black channel. I wanted to make this video for you guys to just really sit down and be honest about this journey and just what you can expect if you're going to follow along with my journey. So I don't know if I've mentioned this, but I've always felt like I've been on a weight loss journey my entire life. Back in the day when I used to look up videos about how to lose weight and how to just tone up your body, things like that, was always people that didn't look like me. It was always people who talked about like having the most blandest meals. And for me, working out and walking, that's never been the problem for me. It's always been food. Because of me not being able to find meals that I enjoy, most of the time I gave up. I stopped trying because it just didn't feel like I was making any progress, and I was just not happy. But each time I kept going back to wanting to lose weight, because at the end of the day, that's who I want to be. I want to be a healthier version of myself. And doing that means that I'm going to have to keep trying. And I always tell like my friends and stuff like that, that just because you gave up does not mean you quit. If you're going to go back to it, if you keep showing up, even if you show up 110 times, like you're still showing up, and maybe at one point you'll actually find something to stick with it. And that's just how I am. So when I get back from the DR, which I'm going to be there for 4 days, I've decided I'm going to work out 3 of those days and just make sure I'm hitting my step goals, making sure I'm not consuming as much food and I'm making better choices. But at the end of the day, I'm on vacation, and I want to make sure that I'm not like making myself feel bad about that. So I will say one of the biggest turning points for me, I've always known I needed to lose weight. I've always wanted to lose weight. But the biggest turning point for me was last year. I was coming back from a trip with my aunt, and we were on the plane. And at first I thought it was just going to be me and my aunt. So she was in the aisle seat, I was at the window seat. And I was like, oh, this is going to be great. Like no one's going to sit in between us. Well, then at the end, I guess he was a pilot, and he was just going to Dallas with us to fly another plane. And like, I was so uncomfortable. He wasn't a heavyset man, but he was just a very built man. And I guess I've never truly like looked at my weight when it comes to travel, because I've never had like that horrible of experience. Like it was a 3-hour flight, but it felt like the longest flight of my life. And it was just so uncomfortable. It was just so like, it was like a wake-up call for me. And I know a lot of people have those wake-up calls when it comes to like travel, because especially if you're flying, like the seat sizes and things like that. So for the longest, I was very frustrated with myself for allowing myself to keep getting bigger and bigger. But it was one of those things where frustration is not going to get you to where you want to be. Frustration, guilt, none of that is going to get you to where you want to be. So for me, it was just being real with myself, looking at myself in the mirror and still finding myself beautiful, but knowing there's changes I need to make with myself. Because a lot of people, and myself included, they equate them being overweight to them not being beautiful, them not loving themselves. And to me, losing weight won't change that. And I have to keep reminding myself that every day, because I do know that I'm beautiful, but there's just a part of my life that I can say that 10 times a day and keep repeating it to myself, but I don't truly feel it until I'm my healthiest self. And it's just one of those things, while I'm losing this weight and while I'm working on being a better version of myself, I have to make sure that I still know who I am outside of this weight loss journey. It took a while for me to get here. It took a while for me to understand that frustration was going to keep holding me back, but I let all of that go and I gave it to God. And so now I look up the meals that I'm eating. I make sure that I am still picking meals that I enjoy, just making sure I'm doing smaller portions. I make sure that I track my food. And for a lot of people, that's very difficult, but I truly don't find it as difficult because my breakfast and lunch are repetitive. It's just dinner. And so sometimes I don't truly track dinner. I just track the protein amount and making sure that whatever I'm eating doesn't go over my calories. So I'm really enjoying it. So when I come back from the DR, we're hitting the ground running, but I want to share a few goals with you guys. So to start this off, I want to start doing 7K steps a day. I'm gonna always try to aim for 10, but the minimum is always going to be 7. I'm going to be eating 1,600 calories a day, and I want to make sure I'm focusing on protein and fiber. I don't think a lot of us focus on fiber enough, but fiber is important, and I'm definitely needing to get that in. And so protein is huge for me, especially because I'm weightlifting quite often. And so with the 7K steps a day, the 1600 calories a day, and also just me working out. I do my 2-mile walks on the weekends, so Saturday and Sunday I hit 2-mile walks, and just try to make sure my numbers are better than it was the day before. I'm very competitive, and so yeah, but I'm really excited to like share this journey with you guys. I'm gonna share everything. I truly don't like the videos where I'm only seeing people's highs, because at the end of the day, we see that enough on social media. You see the best versions of people's lives, and so for me, I want to show you everything. The ugly, the great moments, the sad moments, just reality, because at the end of the day, this weight loss journey is a lifestyle. It's really going to be something that I'm going to have to sustain for me to be able to be a healthy version of myself. While I have been traveling and I haven't been as consistent, I am down 15 pounds. It's been one of those things where I'm down 15, then I gain 10, and then I'm back down 15. So it's just a roller coaster. So I want to thank you guys for listening to this video and tuning in. If you are on a weight loss journey or you have really helpful tips, please leave them in the comments. I'm someone who loves constructive criticism, even if I hate it. I have a love-hate with it. More love than hate. But yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.